You've been told your course will make you passive income, so you're doing everything the course gurus tell you to do, and the sales still aren't coming. Welcome to Course Creation for Solopreneurs. I'm Dr. Curtis Satterfield, and I've spent 17 years as an educator and course designer helping thousands of students learn new skills. Now, I help solopreneurs like you create courses that actually transform your students and grow your business. Let's get into it. Here's what they didn't tell you. After 17 years as an educator, course designer, and helping thousands of students learn new skills, I've seen exactly why this happens. The first course I launched, I followed the gurus exactly. I'd paid $2,000 for a course on how to launch a digital course product and did everything it told me to do. I didn't even build the course first. I did what they recommended. I launched it, tried to get people to sign up, then delivered the content live each week. I spent 6 weeks planning and implementing the launch. I had almost 2,000 people on my email list. I was convinced this was going to work. I was sending the teaser emails and providing valuable information to my list, warming them up as the program said. Then on launch day, I'm constantly refreshing my payment processor. 90 minutes in, I get my first sale, and I remember thinking, this is it. It's happening. It's going to work. And then, nothing. I kept refreshing, but nothing else the rest of the day. Now, the plan called for a 7-day launch and said that most sales would happen day 1 and day 7. So I followed it out and sent every email, did all the things they told me to do. 7 days later, I had one sale. One stinking sale. $2,000 spent on the program, 6 weeks of work. I ended up letting a few people I knew into the course for free just so I wasn't teaching to one person. I felt like I'd been lied to. And honestly, I felt like a failure. I did everything right, and it still didn't work. It took me a while to figure out why. The course failed because I built what I thought people wanted. I never took the time to figure out what my audience actually needed. That's when I started to lose faith in what those programs were teaching. Here's what they don't tell you. Those huge success stories they show you, the screenshots of $50,000 launches and sold out courses, those are the top 5, probably more like the top 1% of their students. Cherry picked. The reality for most people who buy these programs, a few sales or no sales at all, just like me. But they don't put those screenshots on the sales page. So why does it fail for the other 95%? Look at what these programs actually teach you. 7 modules on marketing and launching with only a single module on building your course. And that one module is probably surface level. Just outline your content and record some videos. Nothing about how to structure it, nothing about how to make sure your students learn, nothing about designing for transformation. Now, don't get me wrong, marketing does matter. If nobody knows your course exists, you're not going to sell anything. But when the course itself is an afterthought, that's where everything falls apart. The launch-focused approach assumes the hard part is selling. Get enough people to your webinar, send enough emails, create enough urgency, and the sales will come rolling in. But here's what happens when you focus on selling first and building second. You launch, maybe you get a few sales, then silence. No testimonials, no referrals, no one telling their friends about your course. Because your students didn't get results. Your course didn't transform them. So what do? You launch again and again, hoping the next one works. That's not passive income, that's a hamster wheel. You're running as fast as you can, but you're going nowhere. The truth is passive income from courses doesn't exist. Not the way they sell it. Build it once, sell it forever, money while you sleep. That's a fantasy. But here's what does exist. You can build something where your work multiplies. Course income is front-loaded. You put a lot of work up front to build something good. And yes, for a self-paced course, sales can come in while you're not actively launching, but you still have to keep working. You improve the course based on feedback. You nurture relationships with your students. You create new offerings over time. The part where it feels easier, that only kicks in when your course transforms people. Students who get results leave testimonials. They tell their friends, they tell their networks. Your social proof grows and sales come in without you having to launch every month. That's not passive. That's your work multiplying. And it only happens when you build something that actually transforms your students. So how do you avoid spending 6 weeks and $2,000 on a launch that goes nowhere? You have to start with who you're building for. Not who you think they are, who they actually are. The easiest way to figure out what your students want is to figure out this one thing. When they wake up in the morning, what is the most important problem they want the answer to? For my clients, that wake-up problem is, how can I build a course that will grow my business? That's what they're stuck on. That's what I help them solve. Once you know what the problem is, you can build a transformational course to solve a problem. Because here's what happens when you skip this step. There's a frozen yogurt shop I love. It's the kind where you get to make your own bowl, and I get almost the exact same thing every time. Chocolate frozen yogurt with cookie dough bits, Heath bits, hot fudge, and marshmallow cream. As much or as little as I want. And let's be honest, it's usually a lot of all the above. But imagine I walked in and they just handed me a bowl with vanilla yogurt topped with whipped cream and a cherry. I'd be upset. That's someone else's favorite. That's not what I wanted. That's how your clients feel when you build a course based on what you think your ideal clients need. You're handing them all a vanilla sundae when what they really want is chocolate decadence. If I asked my audience what problem they woke up thinking about, I would have known they needed the basics. Instead, I assumed and handed everyone vanilla. Once you know what the problem is they want you solved, you can get to work building a course that actually solves it. That's what makes the difference between a course that collects dust and a course that transforms your students. Thanks for listening. If this episode helped you, take a second to subscribe and leave a review. It's the best way to support the show. Also, be sure to check the show notes for any links and resources mentioned in this episode. Now go create a course that transforms.